It is new knife day, and Ben from Jack Wolf has graced us with the newest release for the month of January from Jack Wolf. This is the Sharpshooter Jack. I'm really stoked about this one because earlier last year, Ben released this pattern, the gunstock pattern, on the Gunslinger, which was the first ever front flipper knife. Now we have it in a slip joint, and I'm just really stoked about it. So let's dive into some specs. First and foremost, we got an overall length of 6.6 inches, a blade length of 2.9 inches, and the blade is rocking S90V as always. It is DLC coated. We got a clip point blade with a really deep hollow grind. That is always to be expected from Jack Wolf. You got that little fuller on there, which helps with opening the slip joint. You do get a ton of room this time. So if you're not a fan of nail nicks like I am, you have a lot of room to do the good old pinch grip. Walk and talk on this one, I'd say it's maybe like 7 to 8. It's definitely a little bit more on the tough side, but what I've noticed is that when the detents on these feel, or when the walk and talk feels a little tougher on this, to me it kind of boils down to how much room you have to pinch it open. So it's something like this where you have a ton of room to pinch open that blade. It actually feels quite nice. The titanium on this is also kind of interesting because it's not that like super polished titanium. It's got a matte finish to it, which feels really nice in the hands. All the screws are coated as well. So this is the reverse tux sharpshooter jack. Ergonomics are really nice on this one. The straight line here is a perfect fit for my pointer and middle finger, which is nice. And then the remaining two fingers rest back there. That just feels extremely comfortable. Like I've said before, the walk and talk on Jack Wolf knives are so tough that even though you get a little bit of move, it's definitely not as much as something like the Kingpin or even something from Esnix, for example, which is what makes these the roughest, toughest slip joints in the EDC community. So ergonomics are spot on. Plenty of room to put your thumb at the top there and do some cuts. Again, you never want to go too tough on that because you don't want to risk one of these closing up on you. Even though it does have some tough walk and talk, one of these closing down on your finger is not a good day. I promise you, I've done it before. Something else that I've noticed, and this is probably just because it's not the front flipper, the thinness on this one feels way more noticeable. So for example, compared to the little bro jack, and it might just be me, or does that look thinner to you guys? I'm not sure if maybe it's just like an optical illusion kind of thing, but it definitely does feel much thinner than any other Jack Wolf. But maybe it's not. I don't know. There's something about it that just feels thinner. Maybe it's because the scales seem to be a lot more rounded. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest with you guys. So I've never had any issues on the factory edge from the Jack Wolf. It's always razor sharp on some paper. We'll try it out on some cardboard as well. Yeah, that's just nice. Honestly, I don't do a lot of processing boxes or anything like that with my slip joints. I normally use a lot of my slip joints when I'm eating. So if I'm out at a restaurant or if I'm just having lunch and the knives suck, I normally use a slip joint for food. Normally don't do a lot of cutting tasks with it, but like I said, with Jack Wolf slip joints, they're tough. Walk and talk is always tough. They're just done really, really well. They're always incredibly sharp. So this is of course going to be an awesome EDC knife. So these drop at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern at your favorite retailers. My boy Brian at Blade Capone, of course, will have all of them in stock. They go for $299. And there's a ton of new fun iterations of this one that you can check out on jackwolf.com. So make sure to follow these guys on social media and on YouTube to stay updated with all of the drops for the next coming month, actually for the next year, since we're going to be getting one every single month. And if you enjoy this kind of content, let me know down below in the comments. Is this something you would rock? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.